Hey guys, Julie Salon, thank you so much for being here. I am your spiritual teacher, animal communicator. I am here to help you find your gifts and to actually live your soul's purpose. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. And thank you if it's your first time. I usually talk about numerology, and I am going to talk about the 11s today, the Master Life Path numbers, which I am as well, because you guys have my heart. But we are switching gears a little bit on the channel, and I kind of wanted to make it seamless for you. So what I wanted to do today was to give you, I put some cards for you, number one, because I think there's some messages that are coming through that you need to know. But I also want to dovetail off a brand new training that I'm doing. And the last video that I had, I'm not sure if you saw it because the numbers were a little bit lower, but that's because it was for everybody, for all the numbers. So if you didn't, I thought this would be a good way for me to kind of come back, connect with you again, because I can't leave you guys hanging out there. So welcome back. And thank you so much for being here. I love every one of you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And please do leave a comment. And so this video is going to go into the next teaser video, which has content which I've done with someone who's an amazing spiritual teacher, and then into a paid, I think it's an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, and includes a PDF paid masterclass, if you will. But for today, what I wanted to talk about was the last video that I did. If you didn't see it, I talked about currency and changing the currency, meaning the currency of your life and what makes you happy. And just to give you a little bit of backtrack. So here's what I was discussing. Get comfy. I was talking about how the system that we have set up in the US, throughout the world, which is how we work, no matter what you do, no matter whether you're an entrepreneur, you have your own business, whether you work in a company, we work 50 weeks a year, we get 2 weeks off, you work your entire life, and then you are older and you retire, and then you can live your life, right? That's the setup that most of us have been born into. And what's happening is that a lot of people are understanding and realizing that that doesn't work for them, right? People want more of a balance. People want more harmony. They don't want to work 50 weeks and get 2 weeks off. That's like, if you don't like your job, which a lot of people don't, right? Or if you're an entrepreneur or you do go to a company and you do like your job, chances are, like, I'm an entrepreneur, I work a lot, right? Like right now it's 9:30 at night on a Saturday night, and I'm working, doing a video for you guys, right? But I have breaks where I can, go to the beach if I want to. I can take off time if I want to, right? That's because I've changed the game, because I have made it so that I can take off time when I need to. Currency, when I talk about currency, it's about what's important to you. In other words, for me and for people that I work with, currency is freedom and flexibility. That's what's the most important currency. For you, I don't know what that is, but I'm asking you the question today. What does the currency of happiness look like for you? Because here's the thing. A lot of people will say money, right? Give me lots of money. I want millions of dollars. Awesome. But the thing is, yes, and everybody needs money to live, to put food on the table, to have clothes, to have things that we need. But money doesn't ultimately bring the happiness, right? The happiness is usually from the experiences that you have, or the freedom of the experiences. In other words, the money that you make allows you to take that trip to Italy, right? The money that you make allows you to have that experience of swimming with the dolphins, right? So it's not the actual money that makes you happy. It's the currency of money turning into the freedom and flexibility, right? So when I say the new currency, like for me, is freedom. I've always valued freedom more than anything. And what I'm talking about is changing the whole system in your favor. So you would be working at a job, right, where you can say, okay, I've set this up, right, so that I can work really hard and I can make a good amount of money, and for, say, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, and then I'm going to take off the next 2 or 3 months, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to go there, and I'm just going to do it. Now, most of you would probably sit here and say, I can't do that, Julie, because of two things. One, I don't have the time. You might not have the time to be like, I work at a regular job, or I'm an entrepreneur and I can't take off 3 months from my business. Are you kidding me? Or two, you might say, I don't have the money, or both, right? But that's now. If you decided that freedom and flexibility was the most important thing to you and you changed how you lived your life, right? To work it so that you could do something like that, you could do it. So what I'm asking you today is, what is the currency that makes you happiest? What does the money provide that makes you go, awesome, this is exactly what I love? For me, it's freedom, flexibility. That's the most important thing. I want to be able to take off when I want to take off. I want to do things what I want to do. I want to have retreats. I want to travel and then have a retreat for like a weekend, right? And then take another month off, and then have another retreat for a weekend or a few days, and then have another month off, something like that. Because I love traveling. I love seeing new cultures and I like doing new things. So I'd ask you today, what is the frequency and currency that makes you happy? Now for 11s, we are people that really feel things deeply. So you've really got to think about not only yourself, but the people around you and what will make them happy too. Because I know as an 11, you can't just think of yourself. A lot of us are people pleasers. A lot of us are recovering people pleasers. And even if you're recovering, we still like to kind of, make the family happy, right? So when you're thinking about changing your life and making it more in harmony, I would ask you to think about, well, what would make those around you happiest too? Not that you have to people please them, but if you're doing it as a group, with a spouse, with a sister, with a brother, with a cousin, whatever, think about how that would look for them. I pulled some cards for you guys. And one of the things you're going to see in the next video that I talk about with a colleague of mine, and he's a spiritual teacher, he's a spiritual mentor, he's a very, very deep guy. We are talking about leading the leaders. I'm going to be opening the Brave Academy, which I've had for about 5 years, and finally going to do it. So I'm super excited about it. And it's about leading the leaders. It's about teaching the people that want to teach other people how to ascend. It goes way beyond foundational stuff. In fact, it's not for anyone who's doing foundational work. It's way beyond that. So it's going to be about connecting to your heart, connecting with other beings in other realms. It's going to be about, finding your, just basically your heart's desire, right? Reawakening to why you're here. Because every single one of us is here on a soul's journey. And we're all here to remember who we are, where we come from, whether you're Palladian or whatever you are. And we're going to be working on that kind of stuff in the first module, which I'm super excited about. But in terms of how do I get where you are today to where you want to be, that's kind of what I want to address today, because that's what everyone asks me, right? Okay, Julie, that all sounds great. Okay, how do I get from where I am today to where I want to be? Well, the first thing I would do is I would say you need to outline how you want your life to look, right? And you need to work backwards. That's what I do. So if you say to yourself, okay, Julie, this sounds really good. My currency is freedom. That's what I really like. That's what I value, freedom and flexibility. I know that I need X amount of dollars to have that, okay? And I know that I want to say, figure out how often you want to work. Do you want to work for 3 months and then take 2 months off? Do you want to work for 5 months, take 1 month off? Like, how do you want this to work, right? What's the harmony look like for you? Write that down and then figure out, how can you do this? Are you working for yourself? Do you work for someone else? Can you get a side hustle? How can you make this work, right? That's the most important thing. So I usually take the end goal and then I work backwards. But remember that you guys, it takes a plan. You have to work your plan. And you, as I am, are very much, we feel things really deeply, right? Always, very, very deeply. So whatever you do, please take into consideration those around you if you need to. If you have a family, please take their thoughts and feelings into consideration too, because whatever you decide, you are going to need to, make sure that they're involved as well. Some of the cards that I pulled for you, the first one for the Egyptian astrology is Horus, the sky god, optimistic, charming, determined. Where are you not determined? That's what I want to ask you. That's what they're asking me to ask you. Where are you falling down? Right now, we're going towards what's the end of the year. The holidays are here. Holidays are hard for a lot of people. I just want to acknowledge that. Holidays are hard for me. They're my favorite time of year, but not nearly what they used to be for a few reasons. A lot of us have lost people right around the holidays. It's not easy. So if that's you, I just want to acknowledge that you're not alone. Please don't ever think you're alone, because you're not. But where are you? They're saying the words falling down. That's not something I usually talk about. Optimistic and determined. Where are you not optimistic and determined and you want to be? Hold on a second. Your optimism will carry you through. Your determination will carry you through. If you lack both of those, you cannot even begin to make this journey. I'm just being completely honest with you. This is what they're telling me to tell you. If you are not determined and you are not optimistic right now, that's okay. You are where you are. But that means that you need to do some more foundational work on yourself. You need to meditate. You need to get some strength, right? You need to go within and you need to start working on yourself until you can build yourself back up. Working on something is what I'm talking about with currency and changing your life foundationally is you have to be at 100%. You can't be even at 90% because there can't be any gaps. So this may be something where you may need to go within and strengthen yourself. And that's okay. There's a lot of you out there that they're saying you guys need to do the work. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Fight for justice. You got Aries. And remember, I don't take these cards out. I used to take them out, the astrology cards, but I don't care about the Aries, the sign. I'm looking at what it says beneath. It says fight for justice. There's a lot of you out there that are the 11s. We are always the ones that are overlooked. We are always the ones that are fighting for ourselves who are overlooked and for others that are overlooked, right? The underdogs, always, always. They're saying fight for justice and again, map out a plan that makes you determined and optimistic that will help you. Your fixed star is Arrakis. I love, this is one of my favorite cards because it has it's dragonfly on it. And I love dragonflies so much because I'm connected to them. And it says open doors to new dimensions of consciousness and resolve conflict. Again, opening doors to new areas of consciousness. That's again, going within. Some of you are not connected in. You haven't talked to your angels. You haven't talked to other realms. You haven't talked to your totem animals. You haven't talked to your ancestors and guides for a long time. It's time. They have messages for you. They have protection for you. They're trying to help you. Your archangels and angels want to come in, but they can't unless you invite them. So please go within, meditate, put on some music, do whatever works for you and invite them in. Invite your guides in, invite your guardians in. They have news for you and lots of it. And they want to strengthen you. It's the end of the year, guys. This is the best time of year to do this, right? You also got for the moon, you got the harvest moon, right? Address the old patterns and let go. What can you let go of? When we talk about changing your life and we talk about currency, we talk about flexibility, we talk about freedom, we talk about money, all those things. What do you need to let go of? Because it's like there's only so much room in your body for messages and energy, right? Part of what my work is when I work with somebody, I take out any static energy that they have and then put in new light for them, right? So they're more light than static energy, right? It's the same thing when you're doing this type of work around you. You only have so much energy within you and within the surroundings around you, within your business, right? So you're going to need to let go of things and especially old patterns, old mindsets, people, places, and things that don't serve you anymore. Because That is 90% of the game. It's all how you think about things. If you're listening to this and you're like, this is crap, it's not going to work for me, I'm just going to stick with the same old, that's totally cool. That's fine. That's your decision. Okay. That is fine. But there's still got to be old patterns and limitations in your mind that you've picked up from other people, from your family, from other people you work with that you know, that are holding you in place right now. Because I'm giving you a key, whether you realize it or not. I'm handing you a key and going, here you go, you get out of jail. But you have to put the key in the lock and turn it. I can't do that for you, but I can give you the key. And that key is priceless. Priceless. Because I had to learn the hard way how to use my own key. And now I'm going to give you a key. And the key is this. You can have any life you want. Anything you want. Anything. You can work 2 months and take 2 months off. You can work 3 months and take 4 months off. You can travel the world. I don't care about COVID. I don't care about anything. Did you know by chance that there are countries out there like Italy and Portugal that will pay you to come to their country and work on a laptop, right? And pay you also like $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 to come to their country and work. Hello? I'm like, sounds good to me. Right? Just saying. If you want something, there's lots of ways to do it, but you've got to let go of old patterns and old thoughts. And a lot of it's subconscious. Start to pay attention to the things that you say to yourself, especially subconsciously, especially if you're saying things like, I'm not enough, I can't do this, I don't have enough money, blah, 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 all that crap. Last but not least, you got Gemini. Remember, we don't talk about this. This is the twins, but we talk about what it says. And it says, seek knowledge and communication. This is very key for a lot of you. You can sit and you can make plans all day long, but we all have to work together and you all have to work with the collective. When you do this and you talk to others, things happen, right? Seek knowledge. You might have to learn some new things to be free, but when you learn new things, you let go of some old patterns, right? You open doors to new dimensions, meditate, bring in your guides, right? You fight for yourself, right? And you're optimistic, charming, and determined, everything works. That's how I do that. It happens every single time for me, and I don't even try. And it's not me, it's everything that's flowing through me. When I work backwards, they all end up together with one big message for you. And I don't know how it works, but I'm happy it does. So listen, the next video you're going to see, there's going to be, I want you to click on, this is going to be, I think it's 8 to 10 minutes with myself and my colleague named Julius, and we're talking about currency, and we're talking about being alone and loneliness. There's a lot of good stuff in there, a lot of transformational information. So it's free, check it out. And then if you want to, check out the hour and a half, almost 2 hours that we talk on the, you know, we talk all about this and how to just change your life in currency, and happy to help. So please let me know what you think of the video. I've missed you guys. I love you guys. I hope everything's going well for you. Comment, let me know if this is interesting to you, and I'll talk soon. Thanks, guys.